Okay, how about we talk a little bit about eyes? And this is kind of a, I don't know, instructional. I'm going to show you how I do it. Doesn't mean it's the correct way, but it's the way I started, and kind of foolproof, really. For beginners, I highly recommend to use clay, preferably critter clay if you can. You can use any kind of air dry clay really, but you're going to get a lot of shrinkage. Today I'm going to show you how I do it using epoxy sculpt, and I'll show you right here. It's just a two-part A and B. I like to use pink. You can use, really and truly, you can use whatever color you want. But let's get started. Okay. Alright. I can't really explain exactly how much you're gonna need. You just kind of got to do it a few times. I like to get just a little bit smaller than a golf ball. I actually got a little too much on the gray, but we're gonna go with it. You will end up wasting a little, which kind of sucks because this stuff ain't real cheap. But the reason why I like using epoxy sculpt, okay, is it dries faster. Within hour and a half, 2 hours, it starts to set up, and your skin ain't gonna move. On mixing this stuff, you just get equal parts and blend it till you get a consistent color. Now, you can try this if you want, if you're just starting out, but I highly recommend to use clay. Because if you haven't learned a good eye set yet, this is not going to be your friend. I also use this. I don't leave any tucking skin. I'm not going to show today. I'm not going to show putting the hide on or nothing like that, but I'm just going to show y'all how to preset everything. So now that we got this mixed up fairly well, I like to just roll it up a little bit. I'm going to pinch off just a little, and I'm just going to kind of make a little point in there on that eye. These eyes that I'm using are prayers pre-rotated. You don't have to use them, just use whatever eye you prefer, but they're pretty readily available. I get all my eyes and ears at Mears. I typically go and pick up my farm, so I can get all that stuff there. Now let me bring y'all along over here. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit. Alright. I'm just gonna show, I'm going to do both eyes at the same time, but I'm just going to show exactly just this one side, just because I ain't got no chest piece or no camera equipment or nothing. I'm literally doing everything right now on my phone. Which, surprisingly, the phone actually does pretty good. I always make sure that my eyes are pushed as far forward as they can go. You're going to grab you a flashlight and I'm going to check my pupils. On the mirrors mannequins, he has indicating marks for where your pupils line up. They will be in here when you buy these forms. But I know you can't see it because I also leave the plastic covering that comes in the package on the eyes. I leave them on until after I'm finishing it. Just to me, it's easier. When I first tried it, it wasn't, but I've kind of got the hang of it now and I actually kind of like it. But your pupil lines up, sits in the eye, and you line them up with the indicator marks on his forms. Now, I'm going to grab another little piece. I'm going to kind of roll me up a little section, just a little worm. Where your tear duct comes in, that's where I start the eyelid. I don't go all the way up against, I used to. Now I kind of come off of it a little bit. Pinch it off. I want to make sure that the row of my eyelid on the bottom is pressed up all the way against the glass. And then I'm going to blend that bottom edge into the form. Now, like I said, if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, I highly recommend to use clay. Alright, now we got our top piece. I'm going to come in. Pinch it off. Probably all up in y'all's way. Now you got a little bit of a void right here, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this little bit of excess that we had, we'll fill that in, try to blend it in as much as we can. And this is not a very old deer, so I'm not going to put much of a brow on there. But if you had a real thick cape or big old mature one, you can add more right here. You just put it here and just keep building it up. I'm not going to come in and put an eyelid in. I do that after my skin's on. But all I'm going to do now is take some water, mist on it, and just smooth it out the best you can. Take me a brush, a little paintbrush. come in, blend this down into my tear duct. And you can go through here if you want, whatever you need to do. And I'm just trying my best to make this and match. It is first starting out a good idea to kind of get symmetry. If you want to, when you make the worm for the bottom piece, make the same piece for over here. Same thing for the top. Make one for the top, make one for over here, and just do them at the same time. The more that you do this, a lot more precise and everything you'll get. You kind of just do one or do them both, however you really feel like doing them. But I know I talk about it all the time. It's not really a right or wrong method of what you do or how you do. You're always going to have somebody tell you, oh, you need to do it like this. There ain't no better way, blah, blah, blah. Well, may not be a right or wrong method, but there's always a right or wrong way of doing it. So the best thing you can do is get you a form, get you some clay, get you some epoxy sculpt, and go at it. Figure out what works best for you. But I promise you, if you ever go to this epoxy, you won't go back. This epoxy is, oh man, I can't say much about it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love how this stuff works. You don't have to put no glue around the eye. I mean, I put glue around like on the phone, but you don't have to glob glue around your eye and get a lot of glue all over the glass and all that stuff. You don't have to do none of that. That epoxy, when you mix that stuff up and put a little bit of moisture to it, it kind of tacks up. And when you set that skin, you can come back in 2 or 3 hours and you might be able to manipulate it some, but you ain't gonna do much, not without making a mess. My good buddy Daniel Williams, I know he's made a video or two about doing it, but I was talking to him about it one day and he was curious about it, and he ended up trying it, and I can't speak for him, but I want to say that he's now doing it, and I don't think he's ever going to look back, because this stuff is awesome. But there you have it. Maybe I can spin it a little bit. Get a little bit better look, maybe, maybe not. Oh well. But yep, that's it. That's how you set eyes with epoxy. You can use the same exact method with just doing clay. But But anyhow, like I said, I'm going to leave a link to the epoxy in the description down below. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all on the next one.